Welcome back to the Top T Testosterone Fundamentals course. In this video, we're going to go over DHT, or 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone, or dihydrotestosterone. So, what is DHT? 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone, also known as DHT, is a metabolite of testosterone, meaning it is a product of testosterone metabolism. DHT is estimated to be 3 to 6 times more powerful than testosterone, and that's because it binds to the same androgen receptors as testosterone, but much more efficiently. The responses of those androgen receptors to DHT and testosterone binding are different. Most DHT in the body is bound to proteins such as albumin and sex hormone binding globulin in the blood, just like testosterone. However, the difference is there's a little bit less than 1% of DHT in the blood that is free, where for testosterone it's 1 to 3% of total testosterone that's free. So there's a slightly lower ratio of free DHT to total DHT as opposed to free testosterone to total testosterone. The amount of DHT present in the body from day to day depends on the amount of testosterone present, since DHT can only be produced from testosterone. When testosterone levels increase, more of it is converted to DHT, and so the levels of DHT also increase as a result of that. DHT is primarily created in the organs where it's used, such as the prostate and the testes, but it's also created in the skin and the liver. The enzyme 5-alpha reductase is primarily responsible for converting testosterone to DHT. So we can control our DHT levels to some degree by either inhibiting or stopping or enhancing the 5-alpha reductase enzyme, in addition to controlling our testosterone levels. As men, we want to maximize our testosterone and our DHT levels, so we want to avoid 5-alpha reductase inhibitors and opt for enhancers. Many people will claim that we should avoid higher DHT levels to prevent balding, but I theorize that higher DHT levels on the scalp of balding people is actually an effect of the balding rather than the cause. I'm planning on releasing an ebook pretty soon in the near future about how DHT is not the culprit of male baldness. I really want to dive into that topic in detail with you guys, but this course is not the place. I'm going to release a separate ebook about that. So for now, just max out your DHT. If you're going bald, definitely stay tuned for that book, but realistically, it might be a better idea for you to just accept the baldness for now and grow out a sick beard. My opinion. So let's go over some 5-alpha reductase inhibitors. So these are things that will stop the conversion of testosterone into DHT. These include soy, products of PUFA metabolism, from metabolizing or digesting things like seed oils and other foods that are super high in omega-6s, pumpkin seeds, beans, saw palmetto, and fenugreek, which are herbs that people make teas with, green and black tea, all spices like turmeric, black pepper, etc. Quercetin. Quercetin is an interesting one because it's an aromatase inhibitor, but also a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor. So you don't want to 100% avoid it at all costs because it does help inhibit aromatase. However, it also does inhibit 5-alpha reductase. So do with that information what you will. Next, we have mushrooms like reishi and lion's mane. We have pharmaceuticals like finasteride that are specifically prescribed to people for balding and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of them. Don't recommend them. And then we have xenoestrogens, which we talk about in complete detail in the Top T Avoiding Endocrine Disruptors course. So now on the other hand, we have 5-alpha reductase enhancers. These are things that I do recommend incorporating into your lifestyle if you do want to completely max out your DHT. These include caffeine, which I recommend getting from coffee, not from pre-workout or any other BS caffeine type products. We have increasing IGF-1, the amino acid glycine, fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A. We have cigars because of the nicotine and codeine, which are 5-alpha reductase enhancers. We have creatine. I am an advocate for supplementing creatine. Stick with creatine monohydrate. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't spend extra money on something that's unnecessary. Creatine monohydrate will do the trick. Boron, which is an essential nutrient that you should be focusing on anyway to lower SHBG and to increase your testosterone production. But in addition to all that, it's also a 5-alpha reductase enhancer. You can learn a lot more about boron and creatine in the Top T nutrition course. There are modules on each of those individual nutrients. You can learn about the nuance of when I do and don't recommend consuming caffeine in the Top T sleep course. And then last but not least, for the 5-alpha reductase enhancers, we have one occasional drink of strong alcohol, something like whiskey, like once in a few months, something like that. Small amounts of drinks, if you combine it with a cigar, that actually has been shown to increase 5-alpha reductase activity and increase DHT levels. As many of you most likely already know, I am not an advocate for alcohol. I personally do not do this, but if you do it, use a strong alcohol and do it on occasion in very small amounts. A couple other things that I want to highlight about DHT is that one of the major things that you'll notice from increasing your DHT is grip strength. Your grip strength will get significantly stronger. Your strength in general will get stronger. Your confidence, your more beastly, ape-like behavior will come out of you when your DHT is higher. Also, you'll find that you grow more body hair. You grow a thicker beard. Pretty much hair all over your body except your head will increase in growth from higher DHT levels. I may in the future do an entire course just on DHT, or at least maybe an ebook all about DHT that's a lot more detailed. But for now, this is everything you need to know. So that's it for this video.